Hello everyone, welcome back to Readalong Saturday, and today is our last episode for White Nights by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. So let's move on to the last chapter, The Fourth Night. My God, how it has all come to an end. What an ending to all of this. I arrived at 9 o'clock. She was already there. I caught sight of her when I was still quite a distance away. She was standing like she had been then, that first time, with her elbows leaning on the railing of the embankment, and didn't hear me approach. Nastenka! I called out to her, making a tremendous effort to suppress my agitation. She quickly turned around towards me. Well, she said. Well, quickly now. I looked at her in bewilderment. Well, where's the letter? Did you bring the letter? She repeated, clutching the railing with a hand. No, I don't have a letter, I said finally. Has he really not come to see you yet? She turned terribly pale and for a long time looked at me without moving. I shattered her last hope. Well, good luck to him, she uttered finally in a breaking voice. Good luck to him, if he is going to leave me like that. She lowered her eyes, then wanted to look at me, but she couldn't. For several more minutes, she kept her agitation in check. But suddenly she turned away, leaned her elbows at the balustrade of the embankment, and burst into tears. Enough! Enough! I began. But as I looked at her, I didn't have the strength to continue. And what could I have said? Don't try to comfort me, she said, weeping. Don't talk about him. Don't say that he will come, that he wouldn't abandon me so cruelly, so inhumanly, as he has done. What for? What for? Can it really be that there was something in my letter, in that wretched letter? Here her voice was broken by sobs. My heart was breaking as I looked at her. Oh, how cruelly inhuman it is, she began again. And not a line, not a line. He could have at least have answered that he didn't need me, that he was rejecting me, but not a single line in 3 whole days. How easy it is for him to wound, to insult a poor, defenseless girl, whose only fault is that she loves him. Oh, what have I endured these 3 days? My God, my God. When I recall that I went to him the first time myself, that I humbled myself before him, wept, that I begged him for just the tiniest smidgen of love. And after that, listen, she began as she turned to me, and her black eyes began to flash. This cannot be. It simply cannot be like this. It's unnatural. Either you or I have been deceived. Maybe he didn't get the letter. Perhaps he still doesn't know anything. How is it possible? Judge for yourself. How is it possible to behave so barbarously and so coarsely as he has towards me? Not a single word. But the lowliest man on earth is treated with more compassion. Perhaps he heard something. Perhaps somebody said something about me. She cried, turning to me with a question. What? What do you think? Listen, Nastenka. Tomorrow I'll go and see him in your name. Yes? I'll ask him about everything. I'll tell him everything. Yes? Yes? You write a letter. Don't say no, Nastenka. Don't say no. I'll make him respect your action. He'll learn everything. And if... No, my friend, no. She interrupted. Enough. Not another word. Not another word from me. Not a line. Enough. I don't know him. I don't love him anymore. I will forget him. She didn't finish. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. Sit here, Nastenka, I said as I seated her on the bench. But I am calm. Enough. It's nothing. Just tears. They'll dry. Do you think that I'll do away with myself? That I'll drown myself? My heart was full. I wanted to say something but couldn't. Listen, she continued, taking me by the hand. Tell me, would you have acted like this? Would you have abandoned a girl who came to you on her own? Would you have thrown in her face a shameless jeer at her weak, foolish heart? Would you have looked after her? Would you have understood that she was all alone, that she didn't know how to take care of herself, that she didn't know how to protect herself from loving you, that it wasn't her fault, that finally it wasn't her fault, that she had done nothing? Oh my God, my God. Nastenka, I cried out finally, unable to control my agitation. Nastenka, you're tearing me apart. You're breaking my heart. You're killing me. Nastenka, I cannot be silent. I must finally speak and tell you what has been welling up here in my heart. As I said this, I got up from the bench. She took me by the hand and looked at me in surprise. What is it? Listen, I said resolutely. Listen to me, Nastenka. What I'm about to say is all nonsense, all impossible, all silly. I know that it can never happen, but I cannot remain silent. In the name of all that you are suffering now, I beg you beforehand to forgive me. Well, what is it? She said, having stopped crying and looking at me intently, while a strange curiosity shone in her astonished eyes. What is it? It's impossible. But I love you, Nastenka. That's what it is. Well, now everything has been said. I said with a wave of my hand. Now you will see whether you can talk with me as you were just talking, whether finally you can listen to what I'm going to say. Well, what of it? What of it? Nastenka interrupted. What of it? Well, I knew long ago that you loved me, only it always seemed to me that you loved me simply, in a different way. Oh my God, my God. In the beginning, it was simple, Nastenka, but now, I'm in exactly the same position as you were when you went to him with your bundle. Worse than you, Nastenka, because he didn't love someone then. But you do. What is it you're really saying to me? I truly don't understand you at all. But listen, here. Why ever that is? Not why, but what reason do you have for so suddenly? My God, I'm talking nonsense. But you. And Nastenka became thoroughly confused. Her cheeks were flushed, she lowered her eyes. What's to be done, Nastenka? What am I to do? Am I to be blamed? I abused your. But no, I am not to blame, Nastenka. I know it. I feel it. Because my heart tells me that I'm right. Because I cannot hurt you. I cannot offend you. I was your friend. Well, that is what I am now. I have betrayed nothing. You see, now it's me whose tears are streaming down, Nastenka. Let them stream. Let them stream. They won't bother anybody. They will dry, Nastenka. But sit down, do sit down, she said as she was seating me on the bench. Oh my God. No, Nastenka, I won't sit down. I can't stay here any longer. You won't see me anymore. I'll say everything and leave. I only want to say that you would never have learned that I love you. I would have buried my secret. I would have not tormented you at this moment with my egoism. No, but I couldn't bear it any longer. You spoke of it yourself. You are to blame. You are to blame for all this, not me. You can't drive me away from you. No, of course not. No, I am not driving you off. No, Nastanka said, concealing as best she could her embarrassment, the poor thing. You're not driving me away? No, but I was going to run away from you myself, and I will leave as soon as I tell you everything from the beginning. Because when you were talking just now, I couldn't sit still. When you were crying just now, when you were suffering because I'll I'll say it, Nastanka, because you were rejected, because your love has been spurned. I felt in my heart that there was so much love for you, Nastanka, so much love. And I was so sorry that I couldn't help you with this love, that my heart was breaking, and I could not be silent. I had to speak, Nastenka. I had to speak. Yes, yes, speak to me. Speak to me like that, Nastenka said with an inexplicable gesture. It might seem strange to you that I'm speaking to you like this, but speak. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you everything. You feel sorry for me, Nastenka. You simply feel sorry for me, my little friend. What's done is done. What's said can't be taken back. Isn't that so? Well, now you know everything. Well, that's a starting point. Well, all right. Everything's fine now. Only listen. When you were sitting and crying, I was thinking to myself, oh, let me tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking that, well, of course, this could never be Nastenka. I was thinking that I was thinking that somehow, well, that you quite on your own had stopped loving him. Then I was thinking this yesterday and the day before yesterday, Nastanka. Then I would have made you. I would certainly have made you fall in love with me. You said, you were saying yourself, Nastanka, that you had almost fallen in love with me. Well, what else? Well, that's almost everything I wanted to say. It remains only to say what it would have been like if you had fallen in love with me. Only that, nothing more. Listen then, my friend, because you are still my friend. Of course, I'm a simple person, poor and insignificant. Only that's not the point. I somehow keep talking about the wrong things that because I'm embarrassed, Nastenka. But only I would have loved you so. I would have loved you so that even if you still loved him and continue to love this person whom I do not know, you still would not find my love to be burden to you in any way. You would only sense at every moment that next to you beats a grateful, grateful heart, an ardent heart, which for your sake, O Nastenka, what have you done to me? Now, don't cry. I don't want you to cry, Nastenka said, quickly getting up from the bench. Come along. Get up. Come with me. Don't cry. Don't cry, she kept saying as she wiped away my tears with her handkerchief. Well, come along now. Perhaps I'll tell you something. Yes, if he has abandoned me now, if he has forgotten me, even though I still love him, I don't want to deceive you. But listen, answer me. If, for example, I were to love you, that is, if only oh my friend, when I think how I insulted you then, when I laughed at your love, when I praised you for not falling in love, oh my God, how did I not foresee this? How did I not foresee this? How could I have been so stupid? But, well, well, I have made up my mind. I'll tell you everything. Listen, Nastanka, do you want to know? I'll go away, that's what. I'm simply tormenting you. Now you have pangs of remorse because you made fun of me. But I don't want. Yes, I don't want you in addition to your sorrow. Of course, I am to blame, Nastanka, but goodbye. Stop. Hear me out. Can you wait? Wait for what? Why? I love him, but that will pass. It must pass. It cannot but pass. It's already passing. I can sense it. Who knows, perhaps it will even end today because I hate him, because he's had a good laugh at my expense while you were crying here with me, because you didn't reject me like he did, because you love me and he didn't love me, because finally I love you myself. Yes, I love. I love as you love me. I myself even said so to you. You heard it yourself. Because I love that you are better than he is. Because you are nobler than he is. Because he. The poor girl's agitation was so intense that she didn't finish. She put her head on my shoulder, then on my chest, and burst into bitter tears. I comforted her, tried to bring her round, but she couldn't stop. She kept squeezing my hand and saying between sobs, Wait, wait, I'll stop in just a minute. I want to tell you. Don't think that these tears is just weakness. Wait until it passes. Finally, she stopped, wiped away her tears, and we set off walking once again. I wanted to speak, but for a long time yet she kept asking me to wait. We fell silent. Finally, she plucked up her courage and began to speak. Now, listen to me. She began in a weak and trembling voice, but one in which there was a ring of something that pierced right through my heart and began to ache there sweetly. Don't think that I am so fickle and flitty. Don't think that I can so easily and quickly forget and be untrue. I loved him for a year, and I swear to God that never, never was I unfaithful to him, even in thought. He disdained this. He had a good laugh at my expense. Good luck to him. But he wounded me and insulted my heart. I do not love him, because I can love only that which is magnanimous, which understands me, which is noble, because I am like that myself, and he is not worthy of me. Well, good luck to him. It's better that he disappoint me now than for me to learn what he's like later on. Well, of course, but who knows, my dear friend? She continued, squeezing my hand. Who knows, perhaps all my love amounted to nothing more than my feelings and imagination. Just my imagination. Perhaps it began as a prank of foolishness, all because I was under grandmother's watch. Perhaps I ought to love someone else, another, and not him, not a man like him, not someone who would take pity on me and, well, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Nastenka broke off, choked with emotion. I only wanted to say to you, I wanted to say that if despite the fact that I love him, no, loved him, if despite that you will still say if you feel that your love is so great that it may be the end drive out from my heart the former. If you wish to take pity on me, if you don't wish to leave me alone to my fate, without consolation, without hope, if you wish to love me always as you love me now, then I swear that gratitude, that my love will be, in the end, worthy of your love. Will you take my hand now? Nastenka! I cried out, choking with sobs. Nastenka! Oh, Nastenka! Well, enough, enough. Well, now that's certainly enough, she said, hardly able to control herself. Well, now everything has been said. Isn't that right? Isn't that so? Well, and you're happy, and I'm happy. Not another word more about this. Wait, spare me. Talk about something else, for God's sake. Yes, Nastenka, yes. Enough about that. Now I'm happy, and well, Nastenka, well. Let's talk about something else. Quickly. Yes, quickly, let's talk about something else. I am ready. And we didn't know what to say. We laughed, we cried, we said thousands of words without rhyme or reason. We first walked around the sidewalk, then suddenly we turned back and crossed the street. Then we stopped and began to cross over the embankment. We were like children. I live alone now, Nastenka, I said. But tomorrow, well, of course, I am poor, Nastenka. I only have 1200 rubles. But that doesn't matter. Of course not. And grandmother has her pension, so she won't be a burden to us. We must take grandmother. Of course, we must take grandmother. Only there's Matriona. Oh, and we have Feokla as well. Matriona is a good woman. Only she has one fault. She doesn't have any imagination, Nastenka. Absolutely no imagination whatsoever. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. They can both live together. Only you must move to our house tomorrow. What did you say? To your house? Fine, I'm ready. Yes, you'll rent from us. We have an attic upstairs. It's empty. There was a lodger, an old woman, and a noblewoman. She moved out, and grandmother, I know, wants to rent it to a young man. I said, why exactly a young man? And she says, just because I'm old now. But don't just start thinking, Nastenka, that I want to marry you off to him. So I guess that it was for that very reason. Oh, oh, Nastenka. And we both laughed. Well, enough of that, enough. But where is it that you live? I've forgotten. Over there by the sky bridge in Baraknov's building. Is that the big house? Yeah, the big house. Oh, I know it. It's a good house. Only you must leave it. Move in with us as soon as possible. Tomorrow, then, Nastenka. Tomorrow. I owe a bit for my apartment, but that doesn't matter. I'll receive my salary soon. And, perhaps I can give lessons. I'll learn something myself and then I'll give lessons. Well, now that's wonderful. And I'll get my bonus soon, Nastenka. So then, tomorrow you will be my lodger. Yes, and we'll go to see the barber of Seville because there is going to put it on again. Yes, let's go, Nastenka said, smiling. No, it would be better if we see something else and not the barber. Well, fine, something else, of course. That would be better. What was I thinking? And as we said this, we were both walking in some kind of stupor, in a haze, as if we didn't know ourselves what was happening to us. One moment we would stop and talk for a long time without moving. Then we would start walking again, and God only knows where we ended up. And then laughter again, and then tears. Then Nastanka would suddenly want to go home, and I didn't dare to keep her and wanted to see her home. We would set off, and a quarter an hour later, we would find ourselves on the embankment by our bench. Then she would sigh, and once again her eyes would well up with tears. I would turn timid, and then feel a chill. But she would immediately squeeze my hand and drag me off to walk, to chatter, to talk. It's time now. It's time for me to go home. I think it must be quite late, Nastenka said at last. We've been behaving like children long enough. Yes, Nastenka, only I wouldn't fall asleep now. I won't go home. I don't think I'll sleep either. Just see me home. Absolutely. Only this time, we absolutely must walk all the way to my apartment. Absolutely, absolutely. Word of honor? Because you see, I must return home at some point. Word of honor, I answered, laughing. Well, let's go. Let's go. Look at the sky, Nastanka. Look. Tomorrow will be a wonderful day. What a blue sky, what a moon. Look. See how that yellow cloud is beginning to hide in from view. Look, look. No, it's passed by. Now look, look. But Nastenka wasn't looking at the cloud. She stood speechless, rooted to the ground. A minute later, she began somewhat timidly clinging to me tightly. Her hand began to tremble in my hand. I glanced at her. She pressed against me more tightly still. At that moment, a young man walked past us. He suddenly stopped, looked at us intently, and then took several steps. My heart began to quiver. Nastenka, I said in a hushed voice. Who is that, Nastenka? It's him, she answered in a whisper, clinging to me even more tightly and more timidly. I could barely keep standing on my own 2 feet. Nastenka? Nastenka! It's you! We heard a voice behind us, and all at that moment the young man took several steps towards us. My God, what a cry! How she shuddered! How she tore herself from my arm and flew to meet him. I stood and watched them, crushed. But she had scarcely given him her hand, had scarcely thrown herself into his embrace, when she suddenly turned to me again, and was at my side in a flash, like the wind. And before I had a chance to collect myself, she flung both arms around my neck and kissed me firmly, ardently. Then, without saying a word to me, she rushed to him again, took him by the hand, and led him away. I stood for a long time and watched them walk away. Finally, both of them vanished from sight. Morning. My nights ended with the morning. It was a dreadful day. The rain beat down on my windows cheerlessly. It was dark in the room. It was overcast outside. My head ached and was spinning. Fever was stealing its way through my limbs. A letter for you, sir. It came by the city post. The postman brought it, Matriona said, hovering over me. A letter? From whom? I cried out, jumping up from my chair. That I wouldn't know, sir. Have a look. Maybe it's written down there whom it's from. I broke the seal. It was from her. Forgive me, Nastenka wrote me. I beg you on my knees to forgive me. I deceived both of you and myself. It was a dream, a phantom. I have suffered torments about you today. Forgive me. Forgive me. Don't blame me because I haven't changed in the least towards you. I said that I would love you, and I love you now. I more than love you. Oh my God, if only I could love you both at the same time. Oh, if only you were he. Oh, if only he were you, flashed through my mind. I remembered your words, Nastanka. God knows what I would do for you now. I know that you're miserable and sad. I have hurt you. But you know, when one loves, an injury is soon forgotten. And you love me. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that love. Because it is stamped on my memory like a sweet dream that you remember long after waking up. Because I will forever remember the moment when you opened up your heart to me like a brother and so generously accepted the gift of my shattered heart to protect, cherish, and heal it. If you forgive me, then the memory of you will be exalted in me by a feeling of eternal gratitude to you that will never quit my heart. I will keep that memory alive. I will be true to it. I will not betray it. I will not betray my heart. It is too constant. It returned so quickly yesterday to him to whom it had always belonged. We will meet. You will visit us. You will not abandon us. You will always be a friend, my brother. And when you see me, you will give me your hand, won't you? You will give it to me. You have forgiven me. Isn't that so? Do you love me as you did before? Oh, love me. Don't leave me because I love you so at this moment. Because I am worthy of your love. Because I will deserve it, my dear friend. Next week, I am to be married to him. He returned in love with me. He never forgot me. You won't be angry that I have written about him, but I want to come and see you with him. You will love him, won't you? Forgive me, remember, and love your Nastanka. I read that letter over and over again for a long time. The tears welled up in my eyes. At last it fell out of my hands and I covered my face with my hands. Dearie, come on, dearie, Matriona began. What is it, old woman? I got all the cobwebs off the ceiling. Now you can get married or invite some guests. It's just time for it. I looked at Matriona. She was still a hale and a hearty young old woman. But I don't know why. Suddenly I pictured her with a vacant stare, wrinkled face, stooped, desperate. I don't know why, but I suddenly pictured that my room had aged as much as the old woman. The walls and floors were faded, everything had become dingy, and the cobwebs had multiplied so there were more than ever before. I don't know why. When I glanced out of the window, it seemed to me that the house opposite had also become disrepute and dingy, and that the plasterwork on the columns was peeling and crumbling, that the cornices had turned black and were cracked, and that the window, which had been painted a bright deep yellow, had become patchy. Either ray of sunshine, after suddenly peeping out from behind a cloud, had again hidden behind a rain cloud, and everything had darkened again before my eyes, or perhaps the whole vista of my future had flashed before me so bleakly and so sadly, and I saw myself just as I am now, exactly 15 years later, only older, in the same room, just as lonely, with the same Matriona, who hasn't grown any wiser in all those years. But that I should nurse a grudge, Nastenka, that I should cast a dark cloud over your bright, serene happiness, that I, with bitter approaches, should cast pangs of anguish on your heart, wound it with secret remorse, and force it to beat with anguish at the moment of bliss, that I would crush even one of those delicate flowers that you plaited into your black curls when you walked together with him to the altar. Oh, never, never. May your sky be clear, may your sweet smile be bright and serene. May you be blessed for the moment of bliss and happiness that you gave to another lonely, grateful heart. My God, a whole minute of bliss. Is that really so little for the whole of a man's life? And that is the end of White Nights. It was, well, a little sad for sure. But thank you for listening to the entire book, and I hope you liked it. I will see you next week for the Read Along Saturday with a new book. And until next Saturday, keep reading and be happy.